How's it going, everyone? It's Derek Lamoureux, and today I'm joined by cinematographer Pham Tram. Thanks, Pham.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Today we're going to talk about a commercial that Pham shot. This is a commercial for a hospital foundation. Part of it was on location in a house, and the other part was in the hospital. Pham, just give us kind of the overview of this project as a whole.
We want to tell a story of this mom that, going through like the stages of her cancer treatment. So the purpose of the video is to raise awareness and drive for donation for the hospital.
What was the overall camera package, lens package you picked for this project?
The camera was the Area mirror.
Okay.
And the lensing was a mix of zoom and primes.
Okay.
So the zoom lens was the 1835 Sigma Cine. Like for on the wide shots that you see that the camera's up close to the person's face, it was on the 18.
I guess talk about what you did on your tech scout, location scout to understand, how both of these locations were going to play into the final edit, and maybe some things that people should look out for as a cinematographer when they're doing their location scout.
The house location, I need to make sure that if I were to send lights, like send the big lights to replicate the sun through the windows, I want to make sure that the sun's actually not in that same direction of the window. That way I will have full control of the sunlight hitting into the scene. For the hospital location, because I cannot replicate the sun, so I need to work with the real sun. We on the scout, we picked out the areas in the hospital that have windows, and also, we're in favor of the sun direction.
Let's just walk through, what are you thinking in terms of camera movement for this shoot? How did you decide on what the camera movement was going to be like? You've got kind of these memory dream scenes, and then you've got like the actual real world that's happening. What kind of was going through your mind when you were working with the director on this?
So for the present, we went with the 2:1, just to show like a more modern look to it.
Yeah.
But for the past, we went 4:3 because we wanted to give the audience a feel, the vignettes through her life and through one of her memories.
So I mean, the first scene that stands out to me, obviously the most, is this time is passing scene where we have the woman kind of on the bed. Walk me through kind of the initial idea for this scene and what was going through your mind at that time.
When you watch on this time-lapse shot, you see how the sun is changing, its course throughout the day, right? So I want to replicate the same feeling, so I put the light on a 10-footer dolly.
Just like a Dana dolly.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh. And did you have to change any of your camera settings? Did you drop your frame rate at all, or was it filmed?
Yes, so I dropped my frame rate out to 18.
Okay.
Just to replicate that, that low frame rate / time-lapse.
This scene, family's hanging out, they're playing cards, they're doing some games on the table. Run me through, what was the motivation for lighting in this scene, and then what did you actually use to light this scene?
I didn't want to overlight the scenes by having a lot of fixtures indoor. So a lot of fixtures actually were coming from outside. Okay. And believe it or not, even though this scene right here, when the families are doing on the drawing, I think the 99% of the same setup and the same lighting, because it was the same area that I was later gonna use the 2400B on the dolly. Indoor, I think I only had a 60C on the spotlight.
Okay.
And just do like selective or directional spot on certain parts of the frame.
Walk me through the camera movement. So I see a mix of dolly, some probably tripod, some handheld stuff. Mm-hmm. How did you decide on what that camera movement for each scene was going to be, and what led you to those decisions?
Starting a scene with a dolly shot is always nice, and then on the other tighter shot, medium tighter shot can be was on easy rig. Okay. But then the choice of whether the editor or the director want to use the dolly shot or not is up to them.
Walk me through the idea of getting the framing for this shot and how you executed it.
The setup was nothing too crazy, a bunch of arms and cartellini's, and it was the FX3 on top.
Okay.
Looking down, and then we secured the rig a little bit more, and just let any slight jitter play into the shot.
If you enjoyed that breakdown and you want to see more breakdowns, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Pham, for joining us today. We'll have you back for some more breakdowns in the future.
I'm excited. Thank you.